with interventions pending upon their need. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Boy, sounds like a fabulous production. I don't know if it's the sound bites we need for good television.
I think we just overshot our target a little bit. Let's head back.
Some days we wonder, should we place these kids that take up too much space on RTI? The assessment team will get our stuff.
Whew! We must be getting close. It doesn't feel like we're in Kansas anymore.
I think so. All right, Scoop. There's a hatch right up ahead. It's Mr. Hodak's office. He'll probably just be in his office, you know, sitting at his desk looking at his calendar or something. I better not go. I've spent way too much time in Mr. Hodak's office. I'll let you go.
I understand. I sure appreciate everything, and hopefully now I can get the scoop.
Anything for you. Good luck.
Thank you. Oh, well, Mr. Hodak, how are you doing? I heard I could get the scoop on RTI. I heard this is the place to go.
Scoop!
Yeah, Scoop's the name, that's right. I'm here for the real scoop on RTI.
Well, Scoop, have I reminded you before that we do have doors in the building?
I understand that, but I was at a neighboring school and I was directed here for the real scoop on RTI, and well, that was, I guess, the best way for me to get from point A to point B.
All right, Scoop. Well, then how can I help you with this RTI issue that you have?
Well, I wonder, can you take me to the RTI room?
Well, Scoop, you know, I guess I could take you to the RTI room, but before we do that, I think you need to understand that RTI is not a place, and it's not really a thing, but rather RTI is a process. And I believe I could take you to some people that could really help you understand what the RTI process is.
Boy, this is a much different message than I was receiving before. I'm excited about getting the scoop, and I think I'm in the right place. All right, can you take me where we need to go?
Well, I'm just going to remind you, Scoop, you should have started here. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hodak. Well, thank you, Mr. Hodak, and I appreciate the fact that this is RTI and where it happens. So I understand that this is the RTI room.
There actually is not one RTI room. RTI happens in many places.
Could you give us some examples?
The classroom, the hallway, the bathroom, the playground, the principal's office, the library, the lunchroom, and the computer lab. So as you can see, RTI is not in one specific area.
Boy, it looks like I'm really getting the scoop on RTI and where it happens. It could happen in a box with a fox. It could happen here, there, just about anywhere.
You got it.
Thank you for your time. Yes, I'm looking for Rita Teresa Ingalls.
That would be me.
Oh, hello, Rita. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Scoop, and I'm looking for the scoop on RTI. I'm wondering if you can help me out.
I can.
Boy, it looks like, wow, can you tell, this is an amazing room. You have these balls all over the room and things hanging and dangling all over.
The stability balls would actually be considered an intervention for RTI. It's something that we do in our classroom as the whole group, so they have the ability to move, bounce, have some motion.
Stability, you said, oh, I'm feeling much more stable as I'm sitting here, as a matter of fact. I'm wondering, this RTI, I'm trying to find out a little bit more about it. Is RTI for, it looks like groups of children.
It can be whole classroom, it can be small group situations, or it could be a one-on-one intervention that's done.
Really? Boy, my understanding was that it was for individual students and you would set up a plan for a child, much like special education.
Actually, it's a general ed initiative. You can set up a type of a plan, but it would be called an RTI intervention plan.
So this RTI intervention, being that you are the RTI lady around here, does that mean that you set up this plan?
Basically what we do is we come up first with a concern that we might have with a student. It could be an academic concern or it could be a behavior concern. We take those concerns and we study the child first to get to know a little bit more about them, looking at assessments, taking some observation kind of information. Then we come together as a team.
Very interesting. So who might we find on this team?
On a team, you would probably find the students, teachers. You would find perhaps a counselor on the team. Parents will be a part of the team as well as administrators. If we need any additional help, we will turn to special ed with questions.
So, from what you've said, this really isn't all about special ed,
No,
but special ed is involved.
Special ed is really just our resource people until we reach Tier 3, where then we might go for additional help and assessments.
So Tier 3, can you explain to me what you mean by Tier 3?
We start RTI, we use a triangle-shaped model, and we start with Tier 1, which is actually interventions done for everyone. Those can be done in regular classrooms all across the school district. Tier 2 is when it looks like a student needs additional help or support. That's generally a smaller population of students. And then Tier 3 would be when we've exhausted Tier 1 and 2 interventions and we're seeking more help and guidance. Very small population in the school.
Wow, this RTI concept is becoming more and more clear all the time. I think I'm going to do some more investigation, find out what else I might learn about RTI. Thank you so
Great.
much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, it sure looks like I'm getting the scoop on RTI. And now it's time to hear a little bit more about what exactly RTI is.
Well, what I think RTI is, it's made up of 5 components. And you really need to follow these 5 components to have a great RTI program.
Okay, could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, first of all, it's made up of a team. 2 or more people working together to make some decisions on a student or interventions that need to take place for a
So
student.
RTI isn't just about Title I staff or ed strategist people making decisions on how to serve the needs of a student.
You're right, exactly. We have a lot of decision making to do, and it involves a lot of people. Classroom teachers, or Title I teachers, special ed teachers. It might involve the principal, the counselor, it might involve the bus driver.
So do these people make decisions based on how they feel about a student, how a student is doing?
No, we need a lot of data to kind of back up, and that's the data is based on different interventions that are being made for that.
So what kind of sources of data might you use?
We might use some different testings. We might use some fluency tests. Say a child needs some help with fluency. We're going to do different readings every day and over a course of time. It's not going to be just for 1 week. It's going to be for maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
So is that maybe a little bit of what Dr. Stamen's big binder was all about?
Oh, very much so.
Very good, very
Yes.
good. All right, well, can you talk about some of those strategies? What do you call those strategies?
Well, all different kinds of intervention, but we put it all into kind of a progress monitoring, which is some scientific-based evaluations. It's practices to evaluate the effectiveness of the instruction that we're making.
So this progress monitoring, you want to have someone go in and make sure it's being done right. Is that what I understand?
Exactly. Yes, and something to back it up. So you're not just kind of flying off the cuff. You want to be able to have something to back you up.
So this is all about using strategies that have been proven to work.
Exactly, and we have lots of people who have worked hard to find these scientifically based practices.
So finally, once you go and the team meets and you talk about all these strategies that could possibly work, and you check to see that they're being done correctly and implemented the right way, what happens next?
Well, the team meets again. So, and that's where that decision making comes back into play. You're meeting every maybe 4 to 6 weeks to make sure that everything is going appropriately. And if it isn't going appropriately, we might need to change that strategy that we're making.
Sounds wonderful, and we are really getting the scoop. And we want to thank you for all your work you do with the fine students of this district.
Well, thank you.
I'm here with another specialist to tell us a little bit more about who implements these interventions with students.
Well, why don't we take a walk and I'll show you who does it. Our school librarians help with RTI. And classroom teachers like Mrs. Eschorn help us with RTI. Even kindergarten teachers help out with RTI. Principals and superintendents help with RTI when they're not otherwise occupied filming and making productions.
Administrative assistants help with RTI.
Sure.
And kitchen staff helps with RTI. Well, as you can see, RTI strategies are being implemented all around area schools, and these teachers have a real good handle on implementing these strategies with struggling students. Remember, RTI is not about just individual students. It can be groups of students or individuals, and it's about teamwork, people working together to serve the needs of our students. Thanks, Paula, and to all of our viewers, it's a wrap.
Thanks, Scoop. I guess this story does demonstrate that schools are implementing RTI at different levels and in different ways. Great job, Scoop.